I want to show you guys a t-shirt. I already have the t-shirt prepped to save time because I only have a limited amount of time. And I'm going to talk to you about our Chalk Couture inks. We not only have the chalk paste, but we also have inks. And with our inks, it's the same silk screen transfer that has adhesive on the back. And there is a screen on the inside so you can see right through it. When you're using and applying to a fabric, you do not have to fuzz your transfer because it's going right on a material. So I'm just going to place the transfer down, no fuzzing required, and we're going to put some ink on here. You always want to make sure you open your ink away from your shirt at first, and then you can go back and grab some ink, start off the transfer, and glide it across. Once you choose a direction, you don't want to change your direction. So I'm going, excuse me, left to right. You're going to always go left to right. And it's okay to keep going back and putting more because a shirt will absorb the ink. So I'm going to take that off, and now I'm going to lift my excess off and put it back in the jar, just like if you were chalking. What's awesome about our ink is not only does it become permanent later and washable, you can keep doing an entire project and not worry about rushing through your project. Make sure I don't have anything on my fingers. I'm going to open up my next color. I'm going to take a bit of this, put it down on the edge, and I'm going to go across the same way I did with the black. This color is tied. I'm going to cover that up when I'm done too. And then check my fingers, make sure I don't have ink on my fingers. And then we're going to lift up just like okay. So I do have an ink mat under here, which I did forget to mention. There is an ink mat. Now this, you're supposed to wash right away. Obviously, for the sake of a live, I'm not going to rush to go wash that. I'll wash it when I'm done. I have ink all over my hands. If you do follow me on my business page, you guys know I am a little bit messy when I craft. So there's not much I can do about it. It is what it is. All right, so I am going to do the next step, which is put on a one of these donuts. My daughter is a very sweet tooth kind of girl, and I need to leave a little room on top for the top of the donut. So let's say about here, we'll do a donut. Our inks can be mixed together to make other colors, so that's really nice. So if you don't have a color, you can mix it. So I did not have a brown to do the donut, so I mixed it with the purple, our regal color, and our bumblebee color, and that made brown. And I added a little dab of black just to darken it up a little bit, to make it look a little bit more like chocolate. So I'm going to do just the bottom of this. Right here, just this bottom piece is the donut portion. And now I can keep this in this little container, and this is going to last as long as it's air, like you can try to keep it some airtight. It'll last a while. So I'm not concerned about this ink at all being in this container. I'm just going to take that off. See? And now that color is done, I'm going to close that up. Now she also requested some silver sparkles, so I'm going to use some silver ink, and we're going to put some silver ink on those sparkles, or sprinkles. Why am I calling them sparkles? So I'm just applying it just like you would chalk, but it's ink and it's permanent, so if I don't get the shirt rinsed out, like with those spots that I got on it, then they may stain in the shirt. It's important to make sure you're pushing it into the silk screen when you are applying it, like especially like this lighter color. And then I'm going to take it off just like I would my chalk paste. Dump that squeegee. I always keep a cup of water on my desk so that I can just drop my dirty squeegees and whatnot in. Just make sure I don't have anything on me. Let's not get more ink on the shirt that we don't need to, right? All right, I'm going to lift this up. You always want to try to lift from the center. I'm going to lift this up. Okay, that looks cute. And you really can't see the sparkles probably yet on camera. I am going to hit this with a dryer because I want to layer this. So now because I want to layer it, I definitely have to dry this area. And you want to dry it until it's not tacky anymore. So with all the ink, once it's on the shirt and it dries completely, you can heat it with an iron, and you can put the iron at whatever the temperature setting is for your fabric. Like this is probably cotton poly, I would think. I can't say it. You would dry it till it's done, and then you would put it under your iron for 4 minutes. Or if you have a heat press, like I have a large heat press, you only have to do that at like 305 degrees, or depending on your material, for 30 seconds. And I typically do each side. You're technically not supposed to heat on the ink mat, but I usually do. Now it doesn't seem that tacky. The silver's still a little wet. I'm going to be going over it to do an icing. So I do want to make sure that it is more dry. And just like our chalk, our shimmer inks also take a little bit longer to dry. You know what? And while this is actually drying, I'm going to set this one over to the side. We're going to let it just dry a little bit more so I can keep moving, because I'm running out of time to show you everything I want to show you. So I'm going to set this over here, just let that silver continue to dry, and I'm going to show you how you can just ink multiple fabrics. You can do canvas. This is neoprene. We're going to do this neoprene beach on here. I was looking for my little, oh, this thing's kind of used, but I usually do this with fabric as well. Get all the lint off of it. This is a little mini transfer. Again, same thing. It's a vinyl with an adhesive backer. It's so simple and easy. I've labeled my back, and just peel that off the backer. Place that right where you want it on your, this is a skinny koozie. So I want to place that there. You rub that down. Make sure it's down so you don't have any bleeds. And I'm going to take my gold ink, because to me gold was like as close as I could get to sand. I might use black too to do the bottom. Let's see. So I'm going to turn this around to me. I'm going to take my gold and I'm going to just do the sandcastle in the gold. Take a little bit of the ink, go across, and pull that through. I'm going to turn around and do it from the top down. Take that off. And then I'll take a black. And be very careful not to hit or go outside of your transfer. If you are concerned about going outside of your transfer, you can use our transfer tape. And the transfer tape is something Chalk Couture sells. And you can just take our transfer tape and then put a square around what you're inking. So this, look at that. Now it does have all distressing around it, so it looks like a splatter of sand and whatnot, and that's all ink. And you just let that dry just like anything else. And let me put this back on the backer so I can wash this up later as well. Let's go back to the shirt and check on it and see if we can finish this shirt up. I'm doing the icing on the perfect. It's no longer sticky. So now what you do is you layer this over the top, and normally you would use, they do have these marks that you can layer things up with, but because I'm inking, I didn't use them. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball where my icing's going to go. And we should have it where it goes over the top of each sprinkle. Hopefully as close as I can get it. And I'm going to rub that area down. And then I'm going to take my Couture Coral, which is the pink that I have, and I'm going to take a little bit of that on my squeegee, and again in this one direction I'm going to go down and not hit those registration, that's what they're called, registration marks. You're not going to hit your registration marks, you're just going to do this. You can put down the placement tape to cover those registration marks, however I just felt it was easier just to do what I was doing rather than spending the time putting the placement tape down. So now that's done. Check again, make sure I don't have ink. I'm going to pull this up. And that came out so darn cute. So far, I'm so afraid I'm going to get more ink on this shirt. This poor shirt. This is what I have. And it says, eat dessert first. Or life is short, eat dessert first. That came out so cute. Now I can add other donuts, but I do have to wash them before I would add. So again, due to time, I've only got about 5 minutes left, and my etching project takes longer than that. So we're going to keep going. I'm setting it off to the side to dry, because I'll have to heat set this stuff later. All right, so I am going to need to fuzz this transfer because I'm doing it on glass. This is just a mason jar, and I'm just fuzzing my transfer on my fuzzing towel. And if you don't have a fuzzing towel, you can use a bath towel, a hand towel, any kind of terry cloth is fine. You could even use your shirt and get some fuzz from your shirt. Okay, now I've used this transfer a lot, so I'm hoping that it actually still works. But I'm going into doing some patriotic theme stuff. So I want to try to see if we can get this to etch well. I'm going to press it down where I want it. I'm going to start in the middle because this is a rounded surface, and rub down and then go down each side. Now, etching cream can get crazy, so you will want to use your placement tape. So you want to take some of our placement tape, and this gives you an extra barrier so you don't make mistakes. Okay, so now I've got that all marked off with our placement tape. We're using Armor Etch, and you can get this at any craft store. You should probably use it if you're using it for the first time with gloves. I don't have a timer because my phone's up there. Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes. So I'm going to just glob it on, and I'm using just a junky brush, probably from the dollar store. And the number one question we get about this is, isn't that going to hurt your transfer? It does not. So you are okay and good to use etching cream with our transfers. And we're going to just blob this stuff on and move it around through the silk screen. So for the first 2 minutes or so, you're going to just keep moving it around. Oh. You're going to keep moving it around. And no, you should not get it on your fingers because it technically is an acid and can burn you. That's why they tell you use gloves. But you just move this around and keep moving it. And it's just really cool. And did she have, oh, okay, good. I can see a timer on her. Sweet. I have an Echo Show so I can see the video. And honestly, I love this versus the one that just sits there and does nothing. You just want to make sure that you're covering and going over the transfer. You're kind of giving it a little bit of pressure to push it through the transfer. And then just move it through. Move it around. They say to do it for about 2 minutes. Oh gosh, something just came on the screen and I can't see what it says now. How funny. Okay, I think for the rest, okay, 3 minutes, okay. We're at three minutes left. I don't even have 3 minutes, but 3 minutes left. We're going to, you know what, we're going to close this up. I'm going to wipe this etching cream off. I'm going to put it on back in here. And drop that in my water. This is the stuff you can get at Michael's, Joann's, or anything like that. Chalk Couture does not sell this. It is, like I said, you can only purchase it if you're 18. It's an actual says that 18 and up. It is dangerous because it can cause burns, but it's glass etching cream by Armor Etch. Everyone uses it, so I mean, how bad could it really be? Just don't get it on your skin where it can sit on your skin. This is the one that I had done. I hope you guys can see that. I had done this in the winter time, and I just added some lights, and it was really pretty. And it shows up really nice. And I actually did this one. I'm not sure if I did it for the full 5 minutes, and it still came out pretty nice. So pretty. I love my wine, so. If you guys are not yet in my VIP group, I would love to have you in my VIP group, and that's where I share ideas, inspiration, and some other inside information. And we also put in there our restocks and any kind of specials or promos going on. I always promote it in my VIP group. Anytime I see ideas that I like, I try to share them, even if it's not my own. I try to share them with you guys, especially with our Club Couture. Our Club Couture is our monthly subscription program. And that is only a 3-month commitment. It's $19.99 a month US, $26.99 a month Canadian. And you get free shipping with that transfer each month. So you just pay that price plus tax. And you get a B-size transfer. And that's this transfer. I forgot my mic was there. This transfer is our current transfer for summer. It's called Sweet Lemon Grove. And it says Sweet Lemon Grove, where troubles melt like lemon drops. And then you also have Home and Squeeze the Day. And you get this size transfer with 3 coordinating chalk paste singles, which look like this. And you get these once a month to do a project once a month. And there's so much paste in here, you can do multiple projects with that one transfer. And as you build your transfers, you'll get more and more. All right, we only have 23 seconds left. I'm going to grab another squeegee. And actually, I got to reopen this Armor Etch. So if you want information on my VIP group, type VIP in the comments. There is a post about it. You can just search hashtag coffee chalk, CAWFEE, chalk. And if you're interested in, Alexa, cancel. If you're interested in joining my team, type team in the comments. I'm just going to go remove this just kind of like I would chalk paste or ink. And I'm going to put it back in my jar. I'm going to dump that in my water, get rid of it. Okay. Now I'm going to remove all the tape. Throw that out. You don't want to get it on you. Then we're going to remove the transfer. The transfer has to be washed in cold water, and you do have to do that pretty much right away. So that's why I saved this to last. So I'm running out of time. Try to stick to my 30-minute time frame, even if it is going to post late. So we are going to peel this off. So far, this is what we have. This is not the end result because we do have to wash it. So let me just set this. I don't even know where to set this. Let me just put this down here for a second. I grabbed, since I'm not at my sink, because I normally would do this at my sink, I grabbed this little tub and some water. We're going to just spray water on here, and you're going to just rinse it off. And let the water do the job of getting most of that off. Normally this would be done under running water. Okay, and then once that's off, we can take the little towel and dry that off. And then we could show you what that looks like. Now this is just a mason jar from the Dollar Tree. And look at that. Came out good. Let me put this to the side. I don't want to spill that because there's acid in that water. But that is our finished etching project. Let me see if, let me put something in there that's soft. Just so you guys can see better. You roll it because I'm assuming it's not easy to see. So now maybe you can see it a little bit better. And that's just etching. So that is a really cute project. I don't know, I could see it better like this myself. So we have a skinny koozie, we have our mason jar that we did, and we have a t-shirt that I will heat set when we're done because I run out of time. So this is all ink, and this is ink, and this is Armor Etch. Just some extra things that you can do with our transfers. I can wash this off, and I can reuse it using chalk, ink, or anything all over again. So thank you guys for joining me. Have a good day. Bye, guys.